do for society?
I've got a lot to say about this. Feminists demonize men. They hate men. All men are trash. They say they hate men while simultaneously trying to become men. They hate them for having power and the patriarchy, so they're trying to overtake it. But a lot of women will talk about rape culture. But guess what? Guess who's going to protect you from bad people? A man.
We need
men. We need men.
It's as simple as that. It's a God-given right for men to exist the way they were assigned to exist. We need men. It's very simple. We need men to procreate. We need men to provide. We need men to produce. We need men to go to war and die. We need men. It's so bad now that they're so scared of us. They're terrified all the time. I go on dates with men and they're like, am I allowed to open the door? Can I not open the door? Can I touch it? Can I pull the chair out? What can I do? And they're shaking, they're sweating. And you're just like, be yourself. It's okay. You like, they're so afraid of doing anything wrong. So much so they're now the most lonely demographic in the world, right? Like they straight white men, I heard, are now the most lonely because they just creating incels. They don't want to leave their apartment or their house because they're so afraid of women.
I'm not on board with this trend, especially happening in schools right now. There is a trend where they are raising up the girls, girl power, girl boss, girl this, run like a girl in the best way
possible.
You're gonna
make me vomit.
That's now it's dangerous. It is dangerous because yes, we want to uplift our women. That's the right thing to do so that men and women do maintain equality. But at the same time, by raising the girls, we are forgetting about our boys.
Yeah, they want to solve inequality by enforcing more inequality. And if women were equal to men, then why do the girls need to be raised up so much? Why? The only men that feminists like are men dressing as women and dominating their sports and just really reversing what the other waves of feminism fought to do. Have fun with men beating you in your sports, women, because guess what? You're not going to beat them. Have fun. I've never even felt unequal, so I don't even know what the problem is. I feel like.
So this is the Jubilee. Do you guys ever watch these? They have these type of conversations all the time. You should definitely subscribe. It was like Africans versus African Americans, anti-feminist versus feminist, that one, male feminists versus men who weren't feminists, so on and so forth. So many different topics that they discuss. But I thought this one pertained because our headline topic for today, right? Is there such thing as is toxic femininity a thing? Right? So we just want to explore it. So from superficially, people would assume if you say toxic femininity, it would have something to do with feminism, right? May be wrong, but let's attack it from that angle first. All right. So that video just to provide some context. So I wanted to ask, is modern feminism actually beneficial to relationships? So I think more specifically, the relationships between men and women. So is modern feminism actually beneficial to relationships?
Immediate response, no.
No, Eddie.
I have a question.
The ladies got the floor, and then we'll get in as needed.
I have a question.
He said he's ready. Go ahead, Asia. My bad, Eddie. Hey, I know you got some shit. Well, I just want to let them get their shit off. Go ahead, Asia.
So can you define modern feminism, I guess, versus ancient or antiquated feminism? Like, what's the difference? Why are you putting modern up there? Like, there's a difference.
When I watched this, and I was hoping that you guys like watch the Jubilee, because I think they put on some good stuff, especially with what we do every Wednesday. But they were just saying it has changed. The terminology they use specifically is new wave feminism.
Oh.
So if somebody could use your smartphone to be smart for once and Google new wave feminism, let's see what that might stand for. Alex is good at using her smartphone.
So I actually just looked at it, and it's basically saying that modern feminism is both genders having equal rights. So if you want to tie that to a relationship, you're just saying that you're equal with your partner, I guess. Is that what you're kind of leaning towards?
So yeah, maybe intimate relationships, but also just between men and women. Like, is it beneficial or is it more divisive now? Because what you also hear from new wave feminism, I don't know if that definition is so accurate based on what I've seen. New wave feminism feels like and looks like, when I'm watching different podcasts and things like Jubilee, that women are looking for equality of outcome and not opportunity. So now there's complaints that women can't achieve the same thing. Like, for instance, in sports, and women should be able to get paid the same as the NBA players, right? That's a big one, right? But you can't equal outcomes now. But you don't control the outcome, but you should be provided an opportunity. So that's what I've kind of been seeing from new wave feminism.
So me being smart, using my smartphone, as you just said, I looked up the definition of modern feminism. That's what's on the ticker tape. It says, like Dana said, all genders having equal rights and opportunities. It's about respecting diverse women's experiences, identities, knowledge, and strengths, and empowering all women to realize their full rights. So to answer your question, is it beneficial to relationships? Absolutely. The man and female you're talking about. I think you wanted to go that route, correct? Either way, beneficial. It's been yes, I believe it is. Having a woman, feeling equal and being treated as equal, and respecting her experiences, how could that be a negative when you're respecting someone's individualism? That doesn't mean that they can't be a part of a collective. It just means they're bringing their strengths to the collective to make the unit even stronger. So I think it is definitely beneficial.
But women can't do what men can do. So if we start wanting to be that equal, how we're not as strong, we're not as just like physically. So then they're gonna expect us to do what men can do. Like, I don't.
But how does that feed into the relationship? So not saying that there can't be responsibilities in the home. Like, if you feel like you can cook better, then he may feel like he can cook better than you as the woman. Let him cook. There's nothing wrong with that. It's all about not necessarily saying them being stronger than us. I wasn't taking it from that perspective. I was talking for relationships.
From the little clip as well, it looks like women are fighting for equality across the board. There can't be, nobody wants to watch women's basketball, women's football, women's anything. Like, just really, like, no one's checking for a lot of.
I actually beg to differ on that one.
I'm not checking for it, and I love competitive sports and stuff like that. I don't check for it. I'm just saying.
Was about the outcome and the opportunities. So you don't think that we should have equal outcome and equal opportunity when it comes to men?
I'm saying men are expected to sometimes do a lot more than women when it comes to infrastructure, like things like that. Women are not built like that, and I don't want to do that stuff. I don't want to pour concrete. I don't want to climb up tall ladders and fix cable lines. Like, that's not something.
In regards to like relationships, how do you translate that into relationships?
I'm going off the snippet.
Yeah. So if my question, because I think the conversation is going well. If we only want to focus on intimate relationships, we can do that. But I think the platonic, just overall relationships between men and women. So if you just look at overall relationship, what Sissy saying would